All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so I hope everybody's doing well today. I definitely want to just share with you guys a little bit of what I learned on my coaching trip to make sure that I feed myself, feed my mind, so I can come back and make sure I feed you guys, okay? One of the concepts that I learned, though, is what they call pray drive, okay? Pray drive. It's a concept that we kind of talk about, but it's a different way of hearing it, okay? So this concept of pray drive, the story behind pray drive is it's prominent in dogs, okay? So if anybody's gone hunting, okay, dogs like to go and chase the prey, right?
Thanks.
Right? It's like that internal motivation. It's not when they go and catch the prey. That's not the reward, right? The reward is in the chase. Okay? The reward is in the chase.
Yep.
Okay, so this concept of prey drive. Some people call it motivation. I like to call it internal fire, that burning desire on the inside, right? But the concept is prey drive. So basically what we went through is, there's activators. There's certain activators from prey drive, okay? So one of the activators in prey drive is competition, okay? What motivates you? Is it competition? When I think of competition, I think of sports. And sports, when you think of sports and you think of these top athletes, I'm not talking about the average one, I'm talking about the top athletes, okay? When you think of these top athletes, what do? They wake up earlier. They get to the gym earlier. They practice more. They get in early, they stay late.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
What else they do? They watch film when nobody else is watching film. Why do they do that? They do that because of the love of the game, right? It's kind of like that dog. It's not because of catching the prey. It's the chase of the prey.
Thanks.
Okay? But as a sports, in the sports world, as an athlete, what do you look at? You like, it's the love of the game. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to leave it all out on the court. I'm going to leave it all out on the field. It's the love of the game. Now, these top athletes, they also hang out with other top athletes, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like you had, Kobe and LeBron kind of hanging out, right? Because these are two elite athletes that want to be able to hang out and feed off each other.
Right.
It's that competition. They still loved each other, but it's that competition. Okay? So that's part of that motivation that he was talking about, that competitive feeling. Okay? The other piece is the fear of loss. Now, I'm going to tell you flat out, the fear of loss actually hits me pretty close to home. Okay? So a little story about fear of loss is, you can either call it loss, fear of loss, or never wanting to get back to where the hell I came from. Okay? So, I came from a divorced home. It means one parent over here, one parent over there. You got to stay with different parents. So it wasn't a easy life, me growing up. Matter of fact, there was points in my life where I actually stayed in the church, lived in the church. We had to get in there after 9 o'clock, and we had to be up out of there by 5 o'clock in the morning because they didn't want nobody over there. Now, how does that motivate me? Well, I'm not living in the church today. However, that's a point that I will never want to get my kids into. That wakes me up every day to make sure that I never get to that spot for my kids. That's that burning desire. I wake up every day like I'm starting from zero. I put in all the work. I do what I need to do. I definitely like the competition, but it's also that fear of loss that burns inside of me. Okay? So that's one of those activators that activate that motivation, that burning desire, that prey drive. The third activator is being inspired by others. I went to Coach Michael Burt, a coach teaching a coach, right? But if you take a look around, it happens all the time. Bill Clinton, coached by Tony Robbins, right? These high-level people are being coached. Michael Jordan wasn't doing it on his own. Tiger Woods wasn't doing it on his own. Okay? Being inspired by others. Sometimes it's just sitting in a room in a stadium when speakers are out there, being inspired by others. Sometimes it's in your car, listening to the motivation, being inspired by others. Sometimes it's your coworker. Sometimes it's a friend encouraging you. Hey man, great job. Hey man, that was a studied job this week. Hey man, you had a phenomenal year this year. That's that being inspired by others. Or being an inspiration for others. Okay? The fourth thing that they were talking about, Coach Burt was talking about, was environment. I also believe that the environment is conducive to a thriving, successful feeling. You got to have a good environment. You got to feel good about where you are, what you're doing, the people around you. You can't be the biggest fish in a small pond, right? I'd much rather be a medium-sized fish with bigger fish around me, right? Because those bigger fish are going to help me thrive. They're going to elevate me. They're going to help me. No matter where you are, you want to make sure you're elevating others. You want to make sure that you're elevating others and be elevated by others, but you got to be open to that. You got to be open to being elevated. And the fifth one is embarrassment. Embarrassment, I like to think of accountability, right? Because when you put these big, audacious goals out there, right? Goals that people like look at you and be like, man, why you going so hard? Man, why is that so high? You trying to make me look bad? Kind of. Kind of. I'm trying to make you look a little bad because your goal is pathetic, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's just like, hey, I'm putting this goal out there because I need to be held accountable. Because if I just keep the goal to myself, I'm not going to try as hard. But if I put the goal out there in public, I don't want to be embarrassed for myself. Plus, it's going to make you work harder, right? That activation of that prey drive, that motivation, that internal fire that burns within. Okay? Some of the things that I learned, again, I know we talk about motivation all the time, that burning desire all the time, that prey drive. I mean, that's a phenomenal word that I learned from Coach Burt. Now, if you're watching this video, you want to see Coach Burt, go to Instagram at Coach Burt or Michael Burt. If you want some coaching from me, hit me up on the DM. But motivation is key to making sure that you are driving every day, to make sure that you're pushing every day, make sure that you're getting what you want on a daily basis. Okay? So really, I got a couple questions for y'all. Number one, how y'all feel?
Fired up.
How y'all feel?
Fired up.
How y'all feel?
Fired up.
Man, look, if you don't work,
You don't eat.
if you don't work,
You don't eat.
look. In the little league coaching in football, we have a saying, right? There's a saying, day by day,
Day by day,
I get better
I get better
and better.
and better.
I can't be beat.
I can't be beat.
I won't be beat.
I won't be beat.
Man, it's time to eat. Let's go to work.
Let's make some money. It's time to eat, man.